everybody. I am back with another episode of Shoetique Talk. Of course, I'm your fashion girl, Sophia. And today, I am so excited to bring you guys a fearless black girl. That's what I said, fearless. So let's get started with today's guest, Priscilla. I'm excited. Can you hear it?
No, I'm excited too.
Good. I'm excited to have you. I am truly excited to have you on my platform because for many reasons that we're going to get into today.
Okay.
So for my audience, before we get into talking and conversation, which we've been doing behind the scenes anyway, crying, boo-hooing, and just going through our memories. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to get into that for all my guests. But right now, I need you to do me a favor. Introduce yourself to our Shoetique Talk platform.
All right. So my name is Priscilla Peete, and I'm the host of the travel series, as Miss Sophia mentioned. It's called Fearless Black Girl, and it's a travel series, and it derived from kind of like my tenure as a flight attendant, but I recognized that there was a lack of diversity during my travels, you know, so I kind of turned on networks like National Geographic and what is it, the Travel Channel, just to see if there was a black female or even just a male featured at the center of any one of those shows, and I couldn't really find it.
Wow.
I couldn't really find it at all. And so you have Instagram accounts that'll show pictures of themselves traveling, but they're not really teaching people how to travel. So that was a big problem for me. And at first I said, okay, well maybe like vlogging, maybe. But then I said, no, let's do a series. And so that is where Fearless Black Girl kind of came from. And the mission of mine was to ignite and excite more people of color to take their own traveling adventures,
Beautiful.
you know, themselves.
Inspiring. All right. So this is Priscilla Peete. Y'all heard her for yourself, and we're going to get more into what Fearless Black Girl does.
Yeah, I'm excited.
More than what she just explained to us. Priscilla, tell my audience, because I have a very big diversity audience of crazy fashion people like myself that love to travel as well. So I'm excited to have you for that reason. And second reason is because of a lot of history that we have. But like I said, guys, stay tuned because we're going to get into that. Right now, I want you to tell my platform 5 significant things about Priscilla Peete. Even 5 significant things that the people that you know are watching today don't know about you. Tell me 5 significant things about you.
Okay, so 5 significant things. First thing, I am a believer. Second thing is I'm actually more so an introvert than I am an extrovert.
Wow.
If you see that on the show, by seeing the show, if you watch the show, you probably wouldn't believe it. But I actually am more so an introvert. I like my me time. I like to be inside of the house. I'm not gonna lie. I do. I like my time to myself.
3.
3. I am kind of a mama's girl.
I knew that.
I am kind of a mama's girl. I know with the girls, they're more so daddy's girls, but I am a mama's
4.
girl. I like to read.
I love to read.
I like to read. And
5?
5 is I'm a big Disney fanatic.
What do you mean Disney fanatic?
I'm probably more so into Disney movies than your 4-year-old child, you know.
Like what? Like Frozen and all of that?
No, the original. So like Lion King and
the
Hercules
original. Okay.
and you know, Little Mermaid. And, you know,
I'm a back in the days cartoon kind of girl. She-Ra, He-Man, Smurfs. Like I loved that stuff growing up. I loved I
like the kids.
What's that girl? What's that?
Zella? Wait.
No, not Zella.
Xena.
It was a woman. Xena, no, but it was a woman. They look like cats. Thundercats.
Oh,
Thundercats.
Lord.
Like that was it for me growing up, baby. I used to come home from school in New York. I gotta watch Thunder. Yeah. You don't have stuff like that anymore.
No, you don't.
Thundercats was like the first cartoon platform to show me that as a girl growing up that you could be a superhero too.
There you go.
Because in my time, it was Superman and...
Superman.
Yeah, we didn't have girl superheroes.
Green Lantern and...
Yeah. But anyway, we off topic, but I get excited over stuff like that.
That's okay. Me too.
All right, so let's get started into speaking about our history.
Yes.
So for my platform, let me tell you, funny enough how God spins this world around, because Priscilla, as a younger girl, she worked at a Christian academy that all my kids attended. Mind you, back then I was a nurse. So I was popping in and out, just grabbing my kids and going. You were since a small girl, you were always big into Christ. And I've always admired that about you.
Thank you.
So Tyrese and Tariq, my twins, my platform knows everything about me. Tyrese and Tariq, they were babies. And they don't remember. But I remember you as, how old were you?
18.
18 back then. And what did you do at that school?
Okay, so I started out as a teacher's assistant. So I was going from the newborns up until pre-K 4, and just assisting teachers where needed. However, as that turned, I became a substitute teacher. So if a teacher maybe had to call out sick, I would actually run the class for that day. And so, but really how I got to know you really, really well is your oldest three, because I also started out as a camp counselor.
I remember.
With Sean, Tati, and Tasia. And kind of just really took a liking to them. They were just such wonderful children. And then when I started to actually work at the school, that's when I was more so in the pre-K 4 classes, and you had Tyreek and Tyrese in those classes. But
so tell my audience one thing you remember about me and my kids. Why I ask that? Because a lot of people see the glitz and the glory, the wigs and the clothing and everything now, and how and the store and our businesses, but they don't know from whence I came from.
From then, you were a hustler. Actually, to the point where I used to be intimidated when you came in. Because the thing is that you're so pretty, like you're still beautiful, but I'm saying back then she would have like her gold hair, and everything was done up. And I used to always be like, oh my God, her eyes were so pretty. I would tell Kiki her eyes were so pretty. But when she would come in, it would be like, Sean, let's go. Like, Tasia, let's go. Come on, I gotta
go.
But
no
she
lies.
would get them and she would leave, but she would always have her nursing scrubs on. But what I remember about your children, though, is that they were always extremely respectful, and that there was just something, especially the older three, because the twins, they are still really young, babies, but they just loved in a different way. Like I loved them, and they loved me back.
Yes, they do.
Yes,
they do.
And so it just turned into all of us exchanging numbers. And so if Tati had like a little birthday thing, she would invite myself and I think another young lady that I work with as well. Another young lady that I did work with as well. And so that's how that relationship kind of just, it blossomed into what it is today. And I'm
grateful for that, because I know that you guys are still in touch. Like, everybody's all grown up now. And I feel like you guys are all grown up now. And I feel like I got younger.
You did.
Touche. I'm just saying.
You did.
I'm just saying. I hang out with you guys now, and I look like I'm a part of the crew, you know? So that's just, I tell people all the time, that's Jesus juice.
No, when I see, let me tell you something, or let me tell your audience, when I see you on Facebook, I'm like, wow, just to see how far you have come.
Aww.
I know that it's taken something. A lot of people do not see the behind the scenes.
They don't understand.
You started out with a few pieces. I remember, because I followed your journey. You started out with a few pieces, but then it has blossomed to the fact of you having your own.
I can't store it anymore. Can't store them anymore. We ended up having 2 to 3 stores at one time.
God has done exceedingly abundantly above all that we could even dream or imagine. And so I already know that the half hasn't even been told for you.
Ooh, I like you even more, girl. You don't even understand. But enough of me. This is about you, because you gonna make me start preaching, and Gio about to shut his cameras off and be like, this is not a church, Sophia. Because when you get me into talking about God, baby, when you get me into talking about God, it's a whole nother level. Let me tell you.
I already know.
So, fearless black girl.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so like you said, Facebook, we follow each other, because I wanted to keep up. I like to keep up with the younger people that I knew when you guys were young, so I could see where you guys are, where you're going. I'm always intrigued into who's into my children's life still as friends, you know? Yes. So I continue to follow your journey. And then I noticed that you were a flight attendant, and I'm like, okay, that literally, next to being a teacher, being a teacher was one of my first dreams of growing up as a child. I wanted to be a teacher. One, my mom was a teacher growing up before she went into nursing. But then when I had my kids, back then, at the time, teaching wasn't paying as well as it was in my mom's days. So anyway, my next dream job was becoming a flight attendant. I couldn't do it, girl, because I had 5 kids, married young, couldn't do it. And when I saw that you were a flight attendant, I said, girl, please let me just live through her. And then you created Fearless Black Girl. And I started to watch the blogs, and I'm like, okay, let me travel with her. You couldn't tell me I wasn't traveling with you. So tell me, I know you just told us earlier why you started it. Tell me about Fearless Black Girl. When you traveled as a flight attendant, give me a quick experience.
Okay, so fun fact is when I moved and became a flight attendant at 22.
Nice.
Okay, but that was my first time actually being away or in a totally different state from my family. And guess what? I went to New York. So I stayed in Jamaica, Queens. Everybody was trying to tell me, don't stay there, don't stay there. But you know what? The very thing that maybe other people are saying no to, God can be saying, no, I have you here for a reason. But everything was basically in reach for me. So the laundromat, being able to get my nails done, being able to go to the grocery store.
I grew up in New York.
You know, it was
New York Queens ain't the bad part. I mean, I think in every state there's a bad part.
Yeah.
So, but I see why they would tell you that as well. So, okay, so being away from your parents, what was that like?
So at first, let me tell you something. I did not cry. Leaving. I was ready to leave. I'll be honest with you. I was ready to leave. But I did not cry until I got into the grocery store because I'm not a big grocery person.
Yo.
So I started crying when I realized that I was going to have to do my own grocery shopping. That's what made me cry. However, being away, I recommend it for all the young people. Maybe even if it's just a year, maybe if it's 2 years, you must get out of your comfort zone
to find yourself.
Because God, I believe that God wants you to see, hey, now you have to trust in me. Not your parents, you can't trust in your parents' prayers. You can't try to depend on grandmama's prayers. But now it's just me and you in this world. But you're going to see that I'm a healer. You're going to see that I'm a provider.
Okay, but see, the thing with you, you come from the same background as my kids as far as we keep Christ first in our home. But not every, and I'm saying this as an elderly person to you.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure you've heard this from your mom.
Yeah.
Not every kid takes those values with them,
That's
though.
right.
So, like for me, I left my mom's home early too, but I was one of the ones that kept those values. To this day, I still keep those values, meaning that you can't be transformed by what's going on in the world, or by friends that are surrounded by you, or social media plays a big part nowadays too. You know, everybody wants to be a superstar, a supermodel, a rapper, a football star, a basketball star, an influencer. Yeah.
OnlyFans.
So you kind of, so it's good, but then you have to kind of keep the foundation of how you were brought up is what I'm trying to say, so you don't get lost and swallowed in the world.
Yes, that's right. I mean? That's right.
All right, so you kicked off Fearless Black Girl. What was the first state or country you visited on your own?
All right, you're going to have to watch the show, but I will say the first place I went to was Spain. Okay, that was in the first episode. I did go to Spain, but I'm not going to tell you the city that I went to because I want you to watch the show.
Okay.
But Spain was lovely. And with that, though, you would probably think, oh, all the people over there, you know, they might speak Spanish or Portuguese or whatever you think. But no, you go over there and you have to speak to people. You know, like you have to speak to people to get to where you're going because we had a map of directions, but at the end of the day, we still didn't know exactly where to go. So you have to ask people. And so when you see in the show, you'll see, hey, I was speaking to police officers. I was speaking to people on the streets.
Who filmed the show for you? Because I realized that you're walking around talking to people and there has to be somebody walking behind you.
Yes. Cool. Okay. So her name was Christina. So she was growing her own production. I think a company at that time. However, before she had it, we sat down. I think it was at a Denny's or IHOP, and we said, "Man, let's just come together. Let's just come together. What you got going on?" And she wanted to know what I had going on, and so she shared certain ideas and even just about her production company that she wanted to start up. And I was like, "Dang, that's amazing!" But as we started to leave, she was like, "You know what? We didn't even talk about you. What do you have going on, or what are your ideas?" And so the very last idea was that I had written down was a travel series with a black girl featured at the center of it. I had no name for it. I had no whatever for it at all. I just had that.
So where'd you come up with the name for it?
It was gonna be, at first it was gonna be, you wanna know?
Priscilla Travels?
Black Girl Adventures.
Oh,
it was going to be that at first, Black Girl Adventures. But I think somebody had already taken the name. And so it took me some time to figure out the name because I wanted to know if it was going to be Fearless Black Girls but I recognized that my mom a long time ago gave me a necklace that said Fearless on it. And I wore it every day. So that's where the name Fearless came from. Obviously, I'm Black, so that's where Black came from. And then
I'm not going to interrupt you, but
girl.
Every time I have a guest on my show, I'm gifted something. Perks of the show, y'all. And anyway, you gifted me this Fearless.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you something about your name, Fearless. One of the reasons why I gravitate to it. When I wanted to start my business, that was one of the names I had. It was Fearless Faces Fashions. Matter of fact, I still have a registration with the state on that. Because I got a lot of compliments for being fearless in who I was as a fashion person. I hosted a lot of events, fat big shows, and I was fearless because I would get condemned for it back in the days. Everything that you see people doing now with the color hair. Oh yeah. Listen, you followed me, so you know. I would be on every. Oh God, that's a whole other story, another show. Jamaican media for she looks like a clown. Oh, she got 2 different colors in the eyebrows. And this was why I named my store Fearless Faces Fashions. Because when I was being myself, I felt fearless. I didn't care what the world thought. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why I liked your show. And thank you for the Fearless necklace today, because I am going to rock it. Trust me. Thank you for the gift.
Make sure you send me pictures.
I will send you pictures. You know that. So the second thing I have to ask you is this. I realized that you stopped being a flight attendant. You had you posted something that brought me to tears, though. It gave me a lot of insight into Priscilla, the grown woman now. Yeah. And you mentioned about being a flight attendant, which, again, there's a lot of girls out there your age trying to have a career like that. Yeah. And you said, I can't be a flight attendant anymore. And you spoke about what God did. Can you tell us why you stopped being a flight attendant?
Oh, absolutely. So I loved it. That was something that I wanted to do. To be honest, if I were to pull out a piece of paper right now, you'd see my dreams that I wrote at maybe 18. I said I wanted to travel, and I wanted to travel young. And one of my dreams was to be a flight attendant. However, our ways and our plans are not God's plans for us.
Absolutely.
So sometimes we can get comfortable, right?
Very.
Like to the point of we're not even going to hear God out at all, right? And so sometimes he has to give us a push. So let me, really quickly, I'll tell you what happened. I started to lose, as much as I loved it, I began to lose the taste as, for being a flight attendant.
You got comfy.
Yeah. But also on my trips, every single trip, something was happening.
What do you mean?
Something was happening, whether it was maybe crew situations or issues or delays and things like that. Like, I got to the point where before my flights, I would have butterflies in my stomach, like, because I did not want to go.
Oh, you didn't want, okay.
I did not want to leave.
You didn't enjoy it anymore.
I did not want to leave, but I sensed that it was time to go, but I just didn't know how, because in your head, you're like, I still got a place to, I still have bills to pay. My mom was kind of like a newly single mom. So we were working together as a team. So, God, where's the money going to come from? So a situation happened where a car was speeding and it sped into my car. And I went back to work. And I went back to work like nothing, because there was no pain, there was no whatever. And I still had some days off to kind of just take and rest. And so for a month, I was able to work. On one flight, I got on it. I could not turn my head right, left, up, or down. Went to the doctor. I had a 2-millimeter tear within the neck.
Wow.
And at first, I was going to need to take 3 months to heal. Go to the chiropractor, make sure I was getting physical therapy, and to heal. And after the 3 months, he was like, hey, you're kind of good. However, just be careful, because any type of turbulence, any type of hard landing, any type of whatever could cause your healing to regress.
But that's everything, including your job description.
So I took it upon myself to say, nothing is worth my neck or my back or my spine or anything like that. So I resigned. Okay. With the plan of going full force into a fearless black girl.
Yeah, because I realized you stopped that for a while as well.
Yep.
Because I used to watch all the time when it dropped. I watched and I said, she's not filming anymore. What's going on with that?
COVID came.
You caught COVID too?
No, well, a year after it did come, but
I must be one of the ones that just I'm not. I don't want it, God. I ain't complaining. Not gonna complain. But I mean, like 1 in every 3 people tell me that they had it.
I didn't get it for the first year. I did not get it for the first year. I didn't get it until August 2021. So I was doing good. But I'm not gonna lie, when that Delta came it kind of
I'm glad that you're good.
It kind of whatever. But yeah, so that was kind of the story, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna work 2 jobs. I was working 7 days, seven days a week, and I was like, okay, I'm going to begin to save so I can do a season 2. Season 2 has actually been written since, I believe, 2019.
Wow.
To be honest, but like you said, our timing is not.
It's not God's timing.
Just God's timing.
When it's time for you to put forward, it's time. And when you love something, when you're passionate about it, it will come. Yeah, it will come on time.
So really, it was just the COVID restrictions, and not knowing if they were going to allow for you to come into their country, and things like that because of COVID. And so kind of had to take a step back, and from everything. That, and just really focus on, hey, what's going on right now, in the U.S., just in general.
So have you started filming again for Fearless Black Girl for this season?
No, I have not.
Why?
I have not.
I got a great producer and a great videographer that he's ready to go.
I trust me, I probably would be needing to speak with them. I'm open to, but really it is about timing. Also, funding. You got to have the funds. So if I have a team coming with me that is flights for 2 or more people, because the minimum would be 2, because you got to have a videographer, and you got to have somebody to but if I have a team, so you need funding for people that are going like overseas, also where they're gonna stay. Gotcha. And the activities that you do. And so just with that, we're working on the funding right now.
Well, I'm gonna work and help you and tell you how to figure that all out. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So tell me, Fearless Black Girl.
Yes.
Where do you see that vision in 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I still want it to be growing. I would love to do a season 3, a season 4, a season 5. I would love to have a merchandising store, for people to have Fearless Black Girl T-shirts, Fearless Black Girl pendant necklaces,
nice.
Fearless Black Girl luggage. I can see that. I can see myself and just the brand in general speaking. In this town. Because this is I'm born and raised in Florida, South Florida.
I'm ready to get out of South Florida. But yeah, I hear you. I'm ready. I feel like I've conquered all I can conquer here.
But I can see it. I can definitely see it being a household name and a show that just the masses know about. I can
down,
see
pray
that.
about it, and manifest it.
Absolutely. Oh, it's done. It's written. It's written.
I believe you.
It's written. So, I can see it. I can see it going there.
So tell my audience, where do they get to watch Fearless Black Girl?
All right. So, the big thing I would like to let you know that Fearless Black Girl season 1 is on YouTube. Okay, so you can go into YouTube, type in Fearless Black Girl, and there will be a YouTube page. Just subscribe, and you can watch all the episodes. I believe the first season is 7 episodes, so you get a chance to kind of see,
and catch up.
Yeah, the catch up and see the destinations I go to. Also, I know Miss Sophia is from Jamaica.
Yes, man.
So
yeah, man.
So I know you probably have a big
I do.
Jamaican following. So we went to Jamaica for the third season. I'm sorry, the 3rd episode, and that is the most watched episode. I can honestly,
we lit.
That was the most watched episode, the most fun that I've had.
I don't think I've seen that episode, so I think I'm gonna ask.
Really?
I don't think I've seen that one. No. And I was watching all of them. I don't remember the Jamaica destination one.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm going to, because I definitely would have come. Yeah, Westmoreland. Okay. I'm going to watch it. Matter of fact, I'm going to ask my videographer to drop a little bit tidbit into after you say this, you know, he knows, you know, so we can watch it.
Yeah,
you know, put a link to it so they can see it.
Yeah, y'all.
So you enjoyed Jamaica?
Oh, I enjoyed it. I loved
the hospitality, everything.
Oh, I loved it. The food was amazing. Just
that's why I'm so big.
The views were amazing, honestly, and everybody was so nice. You know, sometimes I think that Caribbean people might get a bad rep because people might feel like, you know, it's an attitude or whatever.
Yeah,
but
no,
we got
the fierceness.
You're just
it's just who we are.
You do, but you know what? I love it. Most of my friends are from the Caribbean.
Yeah.
They're from Jamaica, Haiti, Barbados, and Trinidad, and you'd really just have to learn it. It's culture.
So would you
and
go
that's
back?
what the show is. Absolutely.
Would you go back over and over?
Oh, absolutely.
Baby, I am overdue for Jamaica right now. I am
the
overdue.
culture, most of all, was just beautiful. You can live on a small island and be happier than somebody that has a mansion.
I'm dancing. Clapping. I'm happy for that, and I want you to get back on track with Fearless Black Girl.
Me too.
Need you to travel more. I need you to be fearless continuously with your traveling, because there's younger, not just Black, but culturally diversity of young women that need to travel through Fearless Black Girl.
I believe
so I need you to get back on track with that. I'm going to do whatever it takes to help you to get back on track, get the funding that you need, sponsors that you need, work along with you, because there's so much, the platform is bigger. It's bigger. It's bigger, and you need to get there. And my mom used to tell me that it takes a village.
Oh, yeah.
It takes a village. I have a lot of great people in my life. That's where I am. It takes hard work, and it takes a village. So with that being said, we're going to wrap up right now.
Can I say something before
we wrap up?
Of course,
please say something.
I would like to tell you, thank you very much for putting me on your platform. You sent me a message, and I got to tell your followers about this. You sent me a message at such a crucial time. And I don't think you really understand just how crucial it was, but you really did. And when you sent the message and you said, you know, it was just laid in my spirit, you know, to reach out to you at this time, I said, wow. And I didn't want to come off rude, but I had to say, man, thank you so much just for your obedience, because you just don't know. It's really about timing. But I just want to thank you and say I appreciate you for giving me the opportunity to even speak about Fearless Black Girl on your platform. So thank you.
No, thank you. I'm humbled by it, honestly. I think a lot of people don't understand. Spiritually speaking, I'm very obedient when it comes to God. If there's anything else I am, is always obedient, because I'm more fearful of what's going to happen if I'm not obedient than a human threatening me. I could care less. But when it comes to obedience with God, I will always take that very seriously. So thank you for being a guest on my show.
Thank you for
I will definitely go watch Fearless Black Girl. Follow her on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, every social media platform. Subscribe to Fearless Black Girl. Share and tag. This is how we uplift each other. And you could be the next guest too. All you got to do is go subscribe to Fearless Black Girl, y'all. Thank you for being a guest on my show. I appreciate you. I pray and wish you nothing but God's goodness and grace.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome. And this has been Shoetique Talk with Priscilla Peete for Fearless Black Girl. Go subscribe now on YouTube, and we'll be right back with our next guest. Thank y'all. Hey, it's your girl Sophia, your favorite stylist. With Sophia Shoetique, we're the most eclectic boutique for men and women in South Florida. Check us out. We're located right here in Tamarack, Florida. Sophia Shoetique started 10 years ago, and it was a dream of mine. I love shoes, and hence I started a Shoetique. We blossomed into clothing, accessories, men and women apparels, and handbags, hats, accessories, everything that you can think of. Sophia Shoetique became a one-stop fashion store for men and women. I think what set us apart from other boutiques is the fact that I honestly do have a passion for fashion, and you can see that in my everyday looks. I am most passionate about just living a purposeful life. One of the direct benefits of shopping Sophia Shoetique, again, we're a family-oriented company. So when you shop our store, you get to meet the owners, whether it's me or whether it's my husband or my children. So you know who you're dealing with. And we are here to serve you. If you need any help at all shopping Sophia Shoetique, please feel free to reach out to us, whether it's on our website or directly in our store. We welcome you. We look forward to serving you.